it's B-Rad Celebrity Hairstylist here, your host of the Hairstylist Empowerment Podcast. So today we have a new invention. It's incredible. It's groundbreaking. It's something totally different, but it's not like anything you've ever seen. So I'm going to introduce my guest, or let my guest introduce himself. And so if Rob, you want to kind of introduce yourself and kind of introduce your new invention and kind of tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brad. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. So, my name is Rob Burgio. I've been in the industry for almost 30 years. I know it's hard to tell, Brad, from this youthful face, of course, but no. So, you know what? I came from a family of hairdressers. My father's still a practicing hairdresser in Clearwater, Florida. I kind of grew up in the industry. But yeah, during COVID, I started my YouTube channel, which I have. It's called Amplify the Stylist, which again, it's meant to amplify our industry, the professional hairstylist. And I was just making hair cutting videos. That's what I do. I'm a Goldwell national artist too for Goldwell for the last 7 years. I've been working with that great company. I still am. And so I just wanted to keep my hands in there, keep focused and keep, trying to drive and learn as much as I could. Anyways, I was so sick of these clips, Brad. A lot of the torsion springs, the spring and the clip were
Yeah.
aluminum. They would totally rust. They would snap off. They're crappy plastic. I'm like, can't there be some better clips? Which of course there are. But I had about 12 different clips I was trying. I couldn't stand any of them. So I'm like, I am in creating my own clip. That's how it all started, Brad. And then I said, I woke up literally 4 days after I decided we are creating our own clip with this freaking idea. I don't know where it came
Mhm.
from. I'm definitely giving the
Yes.
praise to God,
Mhm.
because at like 4:30 in the morning, 4 days after, I came up with this idea, and I'll show you what it is. So it's the Barracuda comb clip. It comes in a package of four, you
Wow.
know, and I'll just pull. Yeah, it's really cool. And I'll pull it out here, and the difference is it actually has this comb to it. There. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know if you can see that comb.
that's something we haven't seen before, because I know even with some of the grip clips, and that's my biggest issue when I use them for putting files in or doing extensions or trying to hold the hair. If you're doing an undercut, you try to
Yeah.
push the hair up, you put the clip in, and everything starts to slide. And that's not just
Yes.
thin, fine hair, that's even thicker hair. Or so it's
Totally.
something that kind of can go right in, and I'll let you demonstrate kind of and tell me a
Yeah.
little bit more about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly it. So I was like, why can't we have a clip? I originally invented it for like short hair pixies and like short hair areas, slide it under,
Yeah.
get it out of the way so you have a clean palette to work with. But let me tell you, we've been fine, and hairdressers have been showing me new ways. We've only had the clip out for about 4 weeks, and people keep tagging me. I'm like, oh my God, people are doing baby fine hairline
Hmm.
highlights in this little specific area and just kind of clean it up out of the way so you can work on those baby foils and extension people. I'm just going to show you a quick like demonstration of like right what you like the preparation of an extension. So I'll just show
Sure.
you real quick.
Yeah, that'd be
Thanks.
great.
Awesome. Fantastic. So let's see if we can, oh, there we go. Get it right up
Mhm.
there. So say we're about to do an extension or we're working on, here's the parietal ridge of the head right around here. And, as you know, Brad, because you do extensions,
Mhm.
one of the main thing is about the preparation of the application to make
Yes.
sure that you got the cleanest sectioning possible. So pretend this is our section here. And once we have our section set, we grab our Barracuda comb clip and you slide it in the area that you just want to push it away. And the cool thing is you get a really clean, tight
Mhm.
separation from, the upper and the bottom for you to be able to do a fusion extension, a tape
Mhm.
in extension, the invisible beads. So there's so many different ways to use it. But the whole point is, this is basically, it's a new tool to
Mhm.
give our artistry, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's like, instead of just a clip, it's actually a tool, great for doing, like say you're doing a fringe area and you just
Mhm.
want to section out the zone. Again, a nice clean way to section out the zone. Bam, slide it in. Take another one and slide it in the
Mhm.
regions that you want to put it in. Then you just get a nice clean area to work with.
Perfect.
But so we've
Perfect.
seen everything from balayage, hair extensions, hard parts for men, which I could show you real quick
Hmm.
on that too. I already did it on this gentleman over here, but say this gentleman wanted a nice hard part. You comb to the hair to the side. You take your comb clip wherever the area you want. You slide it in, and
Hmm.
then you could use the back of the comb clip here
Oh, great.
as your guide. So you could
Hmm.
take a clipper or a scissor, and you could work it in so many different ways. So again, this is it's a new tool. It's really exciting, and I just love seeing like different hairdressers showing me how they're going to use this new clip that I didn't even think of. So just a
No,
couple different ways to use it.
exactly. And I think that's the thing for hairstylists, because to me, when I started doing hair, and I've been doing hair as long as you have, that when I started, I'm Sassoon trained, but everything was about clean lines, clean parting, clean, and as the years go by, I know there's a lot of sloppy, sloppy hairdressers out there, but
Yeah.
an invention like this would make it so much easier. They can grab the hair, they can slide it. So is that the main kind of thing, is to slide and clip, as opposed to if they used it like a regular clip and just clipped it in?
Yes, you nailed it right there. So if you take this clip and use it like a regular clip, which
Hmm.
we do have two regular clips too, we'll talk about after, but
Hmm.
that's exactly it. If you use this clip like a regular clip, Brad, you're gonna hate this clip and you're gonna be like,
Okay.
why do I want this clip? Yeah, it is definitely does not take over the purpose of our traditional classic clips, but like you said, it has to be slid right horizontally
Hmm.
in. I kind of use two hands too. I use my
Yeah.
left hand to kind of push that comb in to get it on the scalp to make sure it's secure enough. Otherwise, it won't be secure enough. It's honestly, there is a little bit a learning curve to get used to it.
Hmm.
I think it took me about 10 days.
Yeah.
And once I got into it, now I'm using it, daily. I'm finding different purposes, but there is a learning curve and it definitely does not take the place of our classic clips.
No, because I think there is a place for, as I say, especially in styling and things like that, your duckbill clips and your other,
Oh, yeah.
to hold waves and that sort of thing. But if you're, say, this is mainly for cutting or barbering, or even, as I say, like, I grew up in theater, so that as well, makeup artists could use it,
Mm.
estheticians can
Oh,
use it.
yeah.
So it's not
That's
just
huge.
actors can use it to when they're prepping to get their makeup done.
Absolutely. For sure.
Bridal artists can do it. And that's the big thing. Anything that you want to kind of keep away from, the hairline, even
Absolutely.
even medical, I guess, even if you're doing some
Yeah.
microdermabrasion or having a vampire facial,
You're not
whatever,
even
you can
kidding.
kind of just put it in, get that hair back off the.
That is what a great statement, because that's the one thing we didn't even target yet. We have not
Mhm.
targeted makeup artists, estheticians, or anything. But I mean, look at this coif of hair. If I wanted to
Mhm.
get this off my way, it's
Yep.
just really a clean area to work with on that. So I can't imagine, a makeup artist, really
Hmm.
actors,
Yep.
anybody getting really into it. I can't wait to actually target that. So I'm glad you
Yeah,
brought that up.
and to make it much easier, because as I say, I've been in the industry, well, theater industry, since I was 4. I've been in the salon industry
Oh,
since I was 16. So
no
I know
kidding.
this industry very well. Plus, I'm also licensed in aesthetics and massage,
Wow.
even massage therapists. Same thing.
No kidding.
If you're
Oh
massaging or
yeah.
a facialist, any of those people can use it. So what would you say the shortest length that you could use that clip on that would hold back?
Yeah, it's amazing. I actually used it on a clipper cut. I had a
Oh.
fade coming in, and I was able to get in on about a 1.5, two
Hmm.
ish clipper
Okay.
cut, and it actually held onto like my hair's long now, but I
Hmm.
don't know if you can see this, but if you get in there under there, slide it in,
Yep.
you could actually get in pretty short hair, you know?
Yeah, and that's perfect. And that's what I think that's a lot of problem for the regular clips. Like if you're trying to get in the back, what they do is they slide down. So you're trying to push it
Yeah.
over, or you have to use one hand and a comb to push over and then try to cut or razor
Yes.
or do that kind of stuff, which can end up
Yeah.
being sloppy. You mess up. Where if you can get in at that shortest point, where I think this clip has an advantage over most of the regular clips out there. And one thing I did notice, because I am using them, is the strength of this clip. The strength of this
Cool.
clip is so strong, not painful, but it's so strong that it holds. where a lot of
Yeah.
those that are those claw clip, I mean, you've seen them, they have an arc and they clamp
Yes.
down and they're great for holding a
'Cause-
lot of hair, but they don't kind
yes.
of give you a clean section the same way that the Barracuda clip does,
Yeah.
sort of
That
thing.
was yeah, absolutely. And that was, that was one of the tricks that we were working on with the manufacturers and the engineers.
Hmm.
We first made the model, but we weren't getting enough hold. I'm like, we need this, this needs to be stronger and secure down. So the torsion spring, it's a
Hmm.
stainless steel torsion spring, so it's got an extra reinforced hinge in there too. And with a ton of tweaks, Brad. I'm
Oh
talking
yeah.
almost a year of back and forth. The manufacturer would say, okay, the teeth on here needs to be thicker, thinner at the end. The base that holds the spring, the walls need to be thicker. Back to the engineer. Engineer back to me with the STL file. Boom, back to the manufacturer.
Mhm.
And we played this game forever. Like I didn't even know if it was ever going to get done. A
Yeah.
few times.
And I guess that's the thing. People don't realize when you're putting an invention together how long it actually takes. It's not like you have
Yeah.
the dream that night, you wake up at 4:30 in the morning, you're like, I've got an idea, I'm getting all
Yeah.
these downloads from above, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of, and then it hits you, and then it's like sourcing out like who can produce this for me, who can do the
Wow.
drawings for me, who can do all that kind of stuff, and it's
Totally.
myself, I've had my own hair care and skincare line, so I know what it takes to, it's
Yeah.
not just an overnight thing and you whip
Yeah.
up a little potion here, I'm going to draw a clip, I'll ship it out and I've got it next week in my mailbox, and we go to, you know and I guess it's too, it's and which I want to have you on the show, it's getting it out there, letting people know how
Yeah.
amazing this product is, because they're like, oh, it's another clip, it's not another clip. And I'll
Yeah.
say that right now, to the all 51,000 listening, it's not another clip, sort of
We
thing,
appreciate that. Yeah.
because we want to bring things that, and my main thing is looking at forward thinkers, looking at finding where the problem is, how can I fix it? And that's the thing, even if it tweaks something in your industry to make it a little bit better, because this would also be better for, which I've done as well, a platform artist, or because they have a nice
Yeah.
sleek design that they don't
Yeah.
look just like a regular clip. And
Showmanship.
always
Yeah.
hairstylists, when they're looking at shows, they always see what the artist is using, whatever dryer they're using,
Yeah.
whatever flat iron they're using, whatever clip they're using, whatever razor they're using, and they're like,
Yes.
I need that, because
Oh
obviously
man.
the person on stage is choosing the best tools, and that's what we should do as stylists, have the best
Yeah.
tools in our arsenal toolbox
Oh
that
yeah.
we need to say wow, because, and clients will say, oh wow, my hair doesn't slide now, or same with foils. And that's the issue with a lot of
Oh yeah.
people, they're doing their foils and they get the little hairs that keep sticking out, or they get but if you have that clean line, push it away,
Yeah.
especially clients with fine hair, that you kind of do some
Yes.
highlights to get some body, to
Exactly.
get
Oh
some
yeah.
stuff. But
Great with fine hair.
when you first started in hair though, how did you know you wanted to be in the hair and beauty industry?
Yeah, that's a great question. During high school, my father, had his own hair salon
Hmm.
here in Buffalo area where I live
Yep.
for like 20 years. Unfortunately, they got divorced, my parents.
Hmm.
He ended up moving to the West Coast and did his continued his career there. I had no idea during my high school that I wanted to do hair whatsoever. The
Hmm.
only thing I wanted to do, Brad, is be in a rock and roll band.
Yeah,
That's it. I played guitar every day. I was obsessed with. I still play,
you
but
do. I've
now
seen your
it's
videos. I've seen your
yeah. Oh,
videos of
see it.
your
Oh,
band. Yeah.
thanks, thanks. It's I still do it when I can. I
Yeah.
wish I could do it more, but
Hmm.
so I came out of beauty school. I went to Buffalo State College,
Hmm.
2 semesters, and the only thing I was passed in was Italian and music.
Okay.
Of course, I was in the
Okay.
jazz band and
Yeah.
music theory and Italian. Everything else, I was struggling, but I
Yeah.
wasn't doing the work. I just wasn't focused. I was not into it. And
Hmm.
by the second semester, my mom's like, "Why don't you go visit your father in
Hmm.
California for the
Yep.
summer? You
Hmm.
need to change." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "All right, let's do it." So I got up, went to California for the whole summer, which was the first time I was ever there,
Hmm.
and it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. And I went to work with him every day. He was at a nice
Okay.
salon, and I'm like, you know what? This is kind of cool. Like it's on the cutting edge. It's hip. It's trendy.
Hmm.
It's fashion forward. It's clean.
Hmm.
Beautiful women. What's not to
Yes,
like?
exactly.
Freaking, you know. As
Yeah.
soon as I came back, bam, instead of going on my third semester, I signed up for beauty school and I've been doing it ever since.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
that's a funny thing. It's like you. I went to school. I was in jazz band. I did trombone.
No
I played
kidding.
trombone
No
and
kidding. Oh,
trumpet
cool.
a little bit. But
Nice.
but same sort of thing. You when you're a creative individual, you know, I mean, you need something that you never knew. Like my mom did hair. My sister did hair. I'm the only one that does hair now. But it was one of those things when you kind of get into it.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I'll just for me because theater was my main thing. I thought, okay, if I can't. So when I first went home, I went to my parents and said, "Hey, I'm going to be an actor." They're like, "Get a real job." So I thought, okay, I'll just do hair. So if I can't get on stage, at least I can work backstage, get my foot in the
Yeah.
door. And then I thought, okay, I finished school. I'll do it for a year. I did it for a year, and then I'll do it 5 years, 10 years, and then obviously I'm still doing it now. But it's one of those things that when you interact with people, there's some kind of synergy or connection with the client that
Yeah.
happens as a hairstylist that you don't get in any other profession, sort of thing.
So true. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You're right. I mean, just a consultation with your client and that interactiveness can change everything. It's like,
Mhm,
and they'll tell you, like, help dictate where this is going to. So now you're creating something together with the synergistic effect,
mhm.
and you don't even know where it's going to go until the end of that conversation. And then you have the vision, and it's just amazing how you build it together with your client and try to give them, their customized look that they're looking for. So
E-
it is incredible. Yeah.
Exactly. So when you were first creating the clip or had the idea,
Yeah.
did you involve your clients with your process, or you thought I'll just do the process and I'll surprise them later? And kind of what was their reaction?
Everybody around me was involved,
Oh,
Brad, whether they liked it or
yeah.
not. My poor staff, I only have, there's five of us. We got a
Yeah.
small salon.
Hmm.
And my girls were so sick and tired of hearing about this clip after about 18 months.
Yeah.
And they got burnt out on me. But yeah, I'd be like, sit down, Amanda, check this
Yeah.
out. How's this feel? How does this tension feel? Feels good,
Hmm.
feels weak,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we went, I use them as like, they were really a
Yeah. The
huge part
beta
of the testing
testers.
market. Yeah, and I would use it on clients too.
Yeah.
I really would. I would use it on everybody. People thought I was a madman a few times because I was like so obsessed with getting this done,
Hmm.
and I just didn't find another way. Like that's the only way I really thought to get it done was you. I almost had to be obsessed to really finish it out, which is kind of crazy, but
Yeah.
man, I really had to drive it in there and stay focused.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and you still have to be passionate because it is you have to be in there for the long haul. It's not something that, like you say, you put it together, somebody makes it for you a week later, you have it. It's no, you got to get it perfected. So
Yeah.
you also created not just the Barracuda clip, but you also have two other items as well.
Yeah, totally. So I have a dry hair sectioning clip too, which is right here. The
Hmm.
cool thing about it, it's made with the same carbon and it's made with the soft overlay. So it really feels good on your fingers. This is the dry clip. This is good for like setting, big setting.
Okay.
If you're doing highlights, just sliding through the dry hair. Not the best for wet hair. So this is the dry sectioning clip.
Okay.
And I do have a third clip that is on its way.
Oh
And
wow.
honestly, I've been making that third clip when I started the first comb clip, but it
Hmm.
took a little longer. So it's really similar to the Barracuda comb clip, the same length and size, the same stainless steel torsion spring, the same overlay, but it's your multi-purpose clip. It's actually my favorite clip out of all of them. I
Oh,
love
okay.
this. So as soon as I
Yeah.
get it, I'm sending it to you, Brad. So we got three clips. We got the
Oh,
dry
perfect.
sectioning clip, we got the multi-purpose classic clip, and then we
Hmm.
got the comb clip, of course. And then we also have a precision cutting comb. It's
Oh,
made with
perfect.
carbon, heat
Hmm.
resistant, comes in a little box like this. It's got some flexibility.
Hmm.
Um,
So
and
is that the main advantage of using carbon is the heat resistance?
heat, and I like that it's got some flexibility too,
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel too harsh on the scalp.
And that's a
And I
big
like the
thing.
size of it.
And that's a big thing for a lot of clients or hairstyle because some combs they actually like they scratch like the scratch the
Yes.
surface, and some clients are so sensitive on their scalp. And the same
Oh
with
my
the clip
God.
as well. I think the nice thing about having with the Barracuda, you slide in, it sits, You know what I mean? You're not just grabbing the hair and you know
Yeah,
what I mean? It pull, and then
it's
you pull it
different.
out, it gets wrapped around the little metal coil, you know what I
Oh
mean?
my
And then you're
God, yeah. Oh
you're
yeah.
pulling on that. But I
I
love
don't know
that
how
it
many
can go.
times that happened to me. Yeah, especially those little duckbill metal ones. Forget it. Those were,
Exactly.
they
But
serve
but
a
that
great
but
purpose still. Don't get me wrong.
exactly. But the clip you have in your hand, if you hold it
Yeah,
up, is it
yeah,
similar to a
yeah.
duck
Oh
bill?
yeah, totally. I did not reinvent this clip at
No.
all. This one has kind of been on the market. The only thing we did is we added the material, the soft overlay, which you
Hmm.
could put in barbicide or disinfectant
Yes.
for like 10 days in a row, and you're not going to get any fadage or rust on your torsion spring as well. So I just wanted a quality clip that we could actually disinfect too
Yeah.
and leave it in there for a week and not get destroyed, you know?
Exactly. And it's decorative, or you have the little holes in the end. Is that better to grip onto the clip? Is it
Yes.
for
For
air
the more for the grip.
ventilation?
Exactly. No,
Lets
you're
the
right.
air
It's more for
flow
the grip.
through.
Totally. It's all of the above, of course.
Yeah.
But
Because
yeah, I'm super excited for that third clip because it's got the if you look at if you feel the Barracuda comb clip on the hinge here, it's a reinforced hinge.
yes.
These are the same hinge that I have coming on my multi-purpose classic clip
Oh,
coming out.
perfect. Yeah.
Exactly the same. And if you feel the texture, you'll see these little like circles that you could feel that they're like coming out from the actual
Hmm.
mold. So
Yes.
you could feel it, and that gives it, and it's got a little logo of an A and a
Hmm.
scissor. It's just underneath, but that gives it its texture too. And it also keeps it the quality. We know it's a Barracuda Amplify the
Yeah.
Stylist comb clip because it's embedded with this logo and this feature, you know.
Yeah, because I love the
But
coating and the matte finish. It doesn't
yeah,
look
doesn't
like a
that feel
cheap,
good?
it doesn't look like a cheap, shiny plastic, you
Oh
know what I mean?
God, that
A kind of thing.
exactly.
It's really leveled up from what a clip is, because who
Good.
thought you could reinvent the clip? But you
Dude,
obviously
totally.
have.
Amazing. I mean, I still can't believe how much work we put into on that other clip. It's the same
Yeah.
exact size as this, the
Hmm.
same bend, the same curvature, and the same torsion spring. So it's so similar, but it's
Hmm.
your regular clip, but it's got a little point to it too. I have it around here somewhere, but
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
here. But
But I
anyways,
love
you
the
get the
straight,
point.
I love the straight edge on the side, just because, say, like
Oh
for that
yeah,
clean part, if you want to put
yes,
say a clipper beside it, if you want to maybe use your scissors to cut along it, if you need that
totally.
clean line, even for like a new stylist, because I think that's the thing, as a new stylist, to get lines straight is probably the hardest thing to
Oh
do, because
God,
we get lazy, or even cutting from the left side to the right side, it's always a little bit
it's
different.
tough.
But at least
Always.
if you have something that you can section with properly, then you can see it right in front of you, whether it's a traveling
Yeah,
guide, whether it's a whatever, you can even
yeah,
use that. Even experienced stylists obviously can use it. As I say, like any industry, as I say, estheticians, makeup artists, theater, professionals, thespians,
yeah,
medical, so there's
yeah.
lots of things that you can use that for. Just trying to yeah, because my mind keeps going. Obviously,
You're
if
right
you're
about that.
if you're a colorist, if you're a balayage specialist, if you're a and
Extensions.
that's gonna up your game, and that also makes you look more of a professional to me. If you have clean lines in the client's eye that's sitting
Yeah.
there, you look much more
Oh
professional when
yeah.
you have clean, nice lines, and you're taking each section properly, then just kind of, I'll just push it over, I'll just grab it and then stick a
Oh my
comb in,
God.
I'll do, I'll
Totally.
took a
The
little
client
elastic
feels
around your
that.
head,
Yeah, you're
and
right.
that
I
and
think
that,
it gives them more confidence to the client sitting in the chair. You're like, oh wow, she's taking her time. Look at, I got clean section. Like they know.
mhm.
They're not stupid. They don't have to know how
No,
to cut
and
hair to know they're getting service properly, you
well,
know?
and that's a big thing. Like clean selections, clean sections to me are like, that's the ultimate. Like doing it the other way is like going into a beautiful, pristine home and the bathroom is awful. Like there's some salons that it's terrible. I'll walk right out if the
Yeah.
as I say, it could be the nicest salon, but if the
Yeah.
bathroom is not taken care of,
Disgusting.
but it's the
Yeah.
same way. But to
I
me,
hear you.
that's the same. If you don't have clean sections, it's like having sloppy work, because you don't
Yeah.
take the time to get the best product you need, to get the best, tools in your arsenal tool belt.
Yeah.
But it's one of those
Yeah.
investments that once you have it, you'll have it for life. and you can always
Yeah.
reorder, reuse, and who knows what
Yeah.
new things are going to come down the line, whether it's, some people could probably even fancy them up. And I know in school they used to put like nail polish on stuff so people wouldn't steal their things, but that would
Oh,
be
yeah.
a great intro to schools, hairdressing schools. It's the
Totally.
same with Goldwell, because when I went to school, I trained with Goldwell. So that's what
Oh,
we
no
used in
kidding.
school, the delivery system.
Oh,
My
wow.
very first salon I worked at, they had Goldwell, which was a bonus. What I mean?
Wow.
So they're
Amazing.
kind of
Yeah.
innovative like you with the delivery system. Yes,
Yeah.
it's color, but it's different. It's not the same as, everything else that's already kind of on the market. Like our time just
Exactly.
went really, really quickly.
Wow.
But I just kind of want to say with our audience, we always
Yeah.
ask our guests, is there a nugget of gold that you have or some wisdom that you would like to impart on with our audience?
Absolutely. And it's something that you actually started mentioning, and I love that you said it. You said, when we were creating like an invention or a hair care line or whatever it is that you're looking to create or indulge in or whatever you got a vision for, it's not just about one person. It's about putting the parts and the team together for that. Like for instance, I had to get the right engineers. I had to get the right design illustrators. I had to get the right marketing, the right affiliates, the right marketing strategy, the right web design. I literally put together a team and said, how can we get this done? Because I am not an engineer. I
Mm-hmm.
am not a marketing strategist, and I definitely don't know how to build a website. So, like, I just kind of like wrote down what do we need to get this done. Let's find the people that connect with too. So,
Mm-hmm.
of course, you get a hold of everybody you could, and you'll kind of have an instinct like, okay, I love working with Brad. I know this is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good right here.
Yes.
There's some instinct that has to be there, but building the team for your project.
Exactly. And there's some big, I don't know if people heard it, but there's some other big wisdom in there as well. Like do what you can, but if you can't do it, find the people that can. And that's how you get
Yes.
successful. You can say, no, I'm going to be stubborn and I'm going to, do it all myself. Like accept
Can't
that
be
we
done.
can't do everything ourselves
Exactly. And
and
that's
get the people
okay.
that can. If somebody's an engineer and that's their forte, pay it. Sometimes it's better, pay,
Yes.
get it done and do it, you know,
Absolutely.
and
A
it's
hundred percent, Brad.
like
You're
a
so
much
right on that.
much better there. But if people wanted to find out where they can find Amplify the Stylist, the
Yeah.
Barracuda clips, or they want to follow you or what you have coming
Yeah, I
up,
appreciate
um
that.
so
Absolutely.
where would you tell them to go? So what are your social
Okay.
media handles? And
So yeah, so my social media handle is all hair related. It's hair by Rob Burgio, and that's Instagram. And on Facebook and everything too. So hair by Rob Burgio is mine. And then we have our own Instagram for Amplify the Stylist. So it's Amplify the Stylist. And if you go to amplifythestylist.com, you'll go directly to our commerce site that shows all our products. It shows 7 different videos from hair extensions, balayage, men's hard parting, short pixies, and more, and exactly how to use the clip too. And of course, you could purchase too. These come in 4 of these clips in a
Mhm.
box for $14.99 America US. So you get 4 clips for $14.99. And again, they're not going to break on you and they're not going to corrode on you either. So Amplify the Stylist on Instagram and Instagram and amplifythestylist.com, and then Hair by Rob Burgio on Instagram.
Wow, that's amazing. I can't wait until your new stuff comes out. And just say, make
Thanks.
sure you watch Rob's videos, his cutting videos, his design. Oh, there's one the thing I saw on Instagram that's yours. It's like a girl melting and it has the multicolor hair.
Oh
That's
yeah,
incredible.
yes, that
I
was
was say I'm
super
gonna
fun.
say, hey Rob, can I use this photo? I didn't take it
Absolutely,
aboard
use
or
it up.
anything, but I always like to get permission first, just
Yeah, absolutely.
just to
No,
make sure to show. And you, so with before we go, I'll just kind of mention what I kind of have going on is
yeah,
the Beauty
please.
Industry Cruise. So Beauty
Yes,
Industry Cruise,
looks
my
amazing.
and Soul, May 7th to 12th. 2023. I know it sounds like it's 8 months away, which it
Yeah.
is, but tickets are going quickly to get your spot. We're on Virgin Voyages, Scarlet Lady, which is their mermaiden first ship. It's actually not a ship, it's a super yacht. So it's a little
Yeah.
bit different. It's 18 plus, 20 plus restaurants, you can go to www.beautyinstitutecruises.com. Check that out. Make sure you check Rob out. I want to say thank you, Rob. I'm sure to have you on again because you're just a wealth of knowledge, and we'll see everybody next time.
Thank you so much for having me, Brad. Appreciate all you do.